Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Super Wednesday episode of WCW Nitro. We are jumping straight into the action. Cedric Alexander taking on X-Pac from the NWO. This is stemming from last week's post-match beatdown of the Hurt Business by NWO. Cedric Alexander evening the odds here for the Hurt Business. 1, 2, 3 with the victory over X-Pac. This has now confirmed our first match for Slamboree this Sunday. It will be the Hurt Business's Cedric Alexander, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin taking on X-Pac, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall of the NWO. And just like that, our first match for Slamboree has been confirmed. And speaking of matches for Slamboree, we are now moving into singles action. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Keith Lee. And the winner of this match will go on to face the WCW United States Champion Cody Rhodes at Slamboree this weekend. We must apologize for this short edition of WCW Nitro that we have for you on the Super Wednesday. We unfortunately had some audio and technical glitches that required us to go back to the booth on this one. As you can see, Liger rolling up Keith Lee, referee sliding in 1, 2, 3. Jushin Thunder Liger able to steal a victory from Keith Lee and move on to face Cody Rhodes this Sunday for the United States Championship live on pay-per-view. And as you can see, Keith Lee not happy that he got roll up. He does not believe it was a 3 count, but Liger is going to the pay-per-view. And as I said, unfortunately, we had some glitches in the booth that requires to go back to the drawing board on this one. This is why it's kind of a shorter Wednesday episode. We are hopeful to avoid this in the future. Up now, women's competition. We have a triple threat match: Dakota, Carmella, and Sasha Banks. The winner of this one going on to face Bianca Belair at Slamboree. As you see, Sasha Banks stunned on the outside. Dakota swooping in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. It will be Dakota challenging Bianca Belair for the WCW Women's Championship at Slamboree this weekend. As you can see, we are wrapping things up. This is our go-home show to our first ever pay-per-view here on the Jones Entertainment Group Universe mode, and we are looking forward to it. Speaking of which, it is now time to move over to the tag team division. As you see, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day taking on Eminem, Johnny Nitro, and Joey Mercury. The winner will go on to face the champions FTR at the pay-per-view. You see Kofi Kingston, Joey Mercury in the ring. Trouble in Paradise. John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, nowhere to be seen. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. The New Days, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston will go on to face FTR for the WCW Tag Team Championships at Slamboree this weekend. But yes, as I mentioned, unfortunately, files were lost, audio was lost, so we had to improvise. I wanted to make sure that you guys got the most complete product that I could do on a last minute, as Kofi and Xavier are very excited here to make it to the pay-per-view. And speaking of excited, we have the first WCW television title defense for Bret the Hitman Hart as he takes on the Lionheart, Chris Jericho. Bret Hart, as you saw last week, defeated William Regal in the main event for the WCW TV title with this move right here, the sharp shooter. Bret Hart locking it in on Chris Jericho, wrenching back on it. Can he make him tap? Jericho trying to crawl for the ropes, ref in the way, and it does not matter. Chris Jericho tapping out to the sharpshooter. Bret the Hitman Hart retains the TV championship. He will not have a match on Slamboree. Bret Hart, 2 straight weeks in high-intensity matches, and the fact that he has a TV title, we are going to be holding him off of Slamboree, give him that extra day of rest, so next week he can get right back in the lab defending that TV title right there. When you talk about technical wrestling, it doesn't get much better than that man right there, and I don't think there's somebody that's more fitting to hold that TV title other than Bret the Hitman Hart. But now, moving from this, we have singles competition. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns taking on Sid Vicious. I am told that the winner of this match will be moving on to a number 1 contender tournament that will be taking place at Slamboree this weekend. More details to that will come in the main event. Roman Reigns stalking Sid Vicious in the corner, looking for the spear. He's lining him up. drives Sid Vicious down with the spear. Roman Reigns looking over his prey, checking around, and going for the pin. Referee slides in. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is going to the... Not the main event, sorry. We're almost there, folks. But Roman Reigns has punched his ticket to Slamboree. I will give an update on what that looks like here shortly in the main event. Roman Reigns obviously not satisfied with just defeating Sid Vicious, going out once more. You see referee sliding out, trying to break it up, and putting that lock right in on. We're going to try to cut away here, folks. He is just choking Sid Vicious out. We are going to try to cut away from that and get to the scheduled main event. You can see Roman Reigns looking happy at the carnage that he's done. But it is time. Tag team action in our main event. Scott Steiner and his hand-chosen partner, Jeff Jarrett, versus Braun Breaker and his dad, Rick Steiner. If you caught last week's episode, you know that Scott Steiner made quick work of his brother Rick, and Braun Breaker did not like that, so he went to management, asked for this tag team match, and Steiner felt so confident in the matter that whoever gets the winning victory here tonight, whoever gets the pinfall, will be facing Scott Steiner in the main event of Slamboree. Yes, that is correct. Whoever gets the winning pinfall in this match will go on to the main event of Slamboree to challenge for the WCW World Championship. If Jeff Jarrett wins it for his team, he gets the title shot. If Rick Steiner gets the pin, he gets the title shot. And if Braun Breaker is able to get the pin, he gets the title shot. Now, I know you're asking, what happens if Scott Steiner wins? Well, if Scott Steiner wins, he has two options. He can either choose to defend against somebody of his choosing, which, you know, he might be generous, he might give somebody a title shot, or he can choose to take the night off. Obviously, from a fan standpoint, we are hoping that Scott does not win this match. We would like to give our fans a world title shot on the main event of our first pay-per-view, but it all depends on the action of the other three men. As our main event gets underway, let me run down the Slamboree card for you guys real quick. We have the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin taking on X-Pac, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall of the NWO. In that number one contendership tournament, we have Roman Reigns versus Kurt Angle. Yes, Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist, making his WCW debut on Slamboree. Speaking of WCW debuts, The Rock versus Randy Orton in another number one contendership tournament match. Keeping in that tournament, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who we saw debut on the first episode of Nitro in a win against Steve Williams, will be going one-on-one with Bill Goldberg. And the final match in the first round of the tournament, the Cleaner, the Machine bout, Kenny Omega taking on the New Day's Big E. Bianca Belair will be defending the WCW Women's Championship against Dakota Kai. The New Day's Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston will be challenging FTR for the WCW Tag Team Championships. After his victory this evening against Keith Lee, Jushin Thunder Liger will be challenging Cody Rhodes for the WCW United States Championship. In our semi-main event, the four winners from the number one contendership will have a fatal four-way match to determine the next number one contender for the WCW title. And in our possible main event, Scott Steiner will be defending the title against To Be Determined. That will not be determined until the conclusion of this match. And getting back to this match, Braun Breaker looks to be making his case for Slamboree, taking care of business and delivering those clubbing forearms as he tags his dad Rick in. From my understanding, Braun Breaker, he's not even looking for the title here. He just wants to avenge his old man. And I respect that. I respect that. If somebody beat up my dad, you best believe that I would want my shot at that person as Rick Steiner take down armbar here on his brother Scott. But Scott able to work out of that one. As you can imagine, these two, Scott and Rick, they have run the road together as tag teams, rivals. I mean, they're brothers for God's sakes. They're going to know each other inside and out. As you see Rick right there working out of that maneuver from Scott Steiner. Obviously, last week, Rick did not have the best of luck. But, hey, in the NFL, they say every Sunday, and in WCW, we say every Tuesday. Except this week, it happened to be a Wednesday. but Jeff Jarrett back in the ring. You have to imagine, if you're Jeff Jarrett here, you're going to want to be in this matchup as much as possible, because obviously you would like to think that he could maybe get a title shot if Scott won, but that's not guaranteed. Scott could choose to take the night off, whereas if Jeff is able to pick up a victory here tonight, he can guarantee himself a title match at Slamboree. So you driving Rick Steiner into that turnbuckle head first, going to grab him again, and going to throw him a second time head first into that turnbuckle. That is unforgiving. It may have a pad on it. That's not going to make it any easier. Jeff Jarrett up to the second rope and hooking Rick Steiner by the head. Brute strength right there by Jeff Jarrett. We never really see him show off that strength, but it takes a lot to get somebody like Rick Steiner up off his feet like that. Rick able to crawl over to Braun, but Braun trips over his old man. Scott able to take advantage of that, pick up Braun, but able to block. No, he was not able to block those clubs there, as Braun was able to knock him down, delivering those gut shots again, and Braun just showing that brute strength and to go for the pin. Just a quick one. Jarrett in there quick to break it up. Obviously he doesn't want to lose, but he also wants to try to get that win if he can himself. As I mentioned, whoever wins this match, they're going to the main event of not Slammiversary. Sorry, this is not TNA. Going on to the main event of Slamboree is Braun taking care of Jeff Jarrett. Now a little double team action here, and Scott not used to being on the receiving end of this. Usually it's him and Rick doing the double team on somebody. So now the tables have turned as Rick Steiner taunting over his brother right there. Rick picks him up again. He's got him. Headbutt right to the chest, and he's going to pick him up. Oh no, Scott had that well scouted, and now he is going to just slam his brother down that rib cage on his knee, then tosses him like a sack of potatoes. Going to go for the pin. Those feet were in the rope, so unfortunately Scott not going to be able to get much going there, as Jeff Jarrett back up to his feet, and Steiner once again just taunting his brother. Another kick to the back there. Picks his brother up, and Rick Steiner had that well scouted, is able to reverse that one, throwing him into the corner, running drop kick into the corner, and Scott is reeling. Rick is taunting, and Scott hot tagged to Jeff Jarrett, and Rick, not paying him any mind, turned his back to him, and Jeff Jarrett is going to make you pay, planting him with the DDT in the middle of the ring. Is that going to be it? Jeff Jarrett, no, not going to submit his ticket to Slamboree. Instead, going to go on the offense a little bit more. He might regret that one. Rick Steiner able to fight out of it, throw him into the corner, going for the double team, tags his son in, gets him up. Braun off the second rope, elbow drop off the second rope. He's got Jarrett up, Scott nowhere to be found. Braun slams him. Feet in the ropes. Rope break. Braun Breaker had a great chance right there. Got him up and drives him down into the mat. Now he's going to, tried to go after Scott. Scott was able to block that one, but not block the second one. Braun Breaker going to go for the pin. No feet in the ropes this time. 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker is going to Slamboree. He will be challenging Scott Steiner for the WCW World Championship in the main event of Slamboree. So now that the card is set, allow me to run down to that one last time. The Hurt Business versus the NWO. Roman Reigns versus Kurt Angle. The Rock versus Randy Orton. Stone Cold versus Goldberg. Kenny Omega versus Big E. Ladies and gentlemen, we are running out of time. I've got to go!